Not my circus, not my monkeys today, I'm afraid.
That's what our friend Gail always says. Cheeky monkey, actually.
Yeah, not my road show.
Welcome back to Ian O'Clock.
And
What's
me.
on, and him.
And me.
Today I'm going to use my Opulence book again. I'm going to do a different project with it this time. The reason I got my hand there is I've got the word sample written on it, because this is where I pull all my pages out.
And we don't want to be selling that one, do
I'm
we?
selling this one, but it's short of pages. So I'm going to use the Opulence book. I'm going to use my new butterfly shadow box set,
Ooh.
which is on Mike's website.
Is it?
It is.
Fair enough.
It's great. So I've got in mind what I want to do. So let's get going before I forget.
It's all I can hear in my head now.
What's that? Mrs. Hello to you, Mrs. Robinson. Been singing that.
Loves you more than you can.
I've been singing that in the car today. So I'm going to use, as I said previously, my Opulence paper book and the new butterfly shadow box set, which is fab-rooney. Okay.
Fabulous.
Just point out, when you get yours, the middle won't fall out. The middle falls out of this because I forgot to put tabs in it.
Of which you've rectified.
Which I've rectified the situation. So I'll just slide that off there. So on the second sheet, you get the back and all the sides, which we're just going to pop out. You don't need to push hard. It's got little knobbles in.
Oh.
Nubbins.
Ooh,
little
matron.
nubbins.
Matron.
Little nubbins just to keep them in the sheet so you don't have them dropping out on transit, do you? Okay. And it's 3mm medite. So it's a nice thickness to work with. So get rid of that.
Nice.
Okay. And then we have the main sheet. I'll pick that up and that will drop out. So in this piece you have two circles. They will form part of the base for the project.
Okay. I've not seen this put together yet, so I don't know what it looks like.
Neither do I, because I made it all up in my head.
Okay.
Okay, it should work.
It's a voyage of discovery for both of us.
So then we've got a really, really beautiful frame to go on the front.
That's nice.
Very, very delicate, but very strong. Very, very strong indeed. And then we have the two-part butterfly and the two-part bumblebee.
Very nice.
So push that through there, like that. 1, 2. And then when you get these out, be careful, because you don't want to be breaking them. Just very, very lightly press. As Mike always says, if you look at the back, you can see where...
Well, if you hold it up to the light,
you can see where
you can see where the nubbins are.
There's one in both wings and one at the bottom of the tail.
That does help.
So, yeah, so it's just pushed.
So non-critical parts then.
Non-critical. No. They're on the thickest parts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're not critical.
Oh, no. And then that one, 1, 2. If you're very nervous about it, just use a knife, craft knife, and just nick them off in the sheet.
Just pop it. Just go for it.
Go for it. Okay, so that's come out. So these, the idea of these is they layer
Oh, lovely. Two
on
parts.
top of each other.
Two-part butterfly.
So you have the butterfly itself and the backing piece as well. And the same for the bumblebee.
Bumblebee.
The bumblebee is lovely.
We like bumblebees, especially this time of year.
We've got a lot of bumblebees in our garden.
We certainly have.
Okay, so we'll put those to one side for now, and we'll just glue together the box itself,
The shadow box.
the shadow box. So we're just going to put them on the sheet like that. Remember, you've always got to have...
Hang on.
Sorry.
You've got a bit there.
Sorry, mate.
That's just...
You've always got to
Indented.
have the indent with the nubbly out piece. So indent, nubbly out, indent, nubbly out. So when you put it together, it does that and locks. Because if you try and put those together, obviously it's not going to work because you've got both knobbly out bits there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And what glue are you using to stick these together?
I'm going to use my good old favourite glue of all time.
Which is going to be glossy accents.
Glossy accents, yes.
What are you going to do when it's going to be really difficult to get hold of?
Don't know. I haven't got to that. I can't even comprehend
You've
it.
not started glossy accent therapy yet.
I haven't. So just down there and then down there as well.
Because it will get very rare.
It is going to get rare, I'm afraid. But don't get started on that.
Well, there are alternatives.
There are. I mean, the grab and go from Indigo Blue's brilliant.
Well, it was designed for MDF.
It was.
So, but you like your glossy accents.
I love glossy accents, yes I do. There are other makes of glossy accents. I think Crafter's Companions sell them, but in my opinion they're crap.
Alright. That Anita's Crystal Drops or something like that.
Yes.
Are also very good.
Oh, are they?
You've missed some, by the way.
I have there.
And those two down there, and those two down there. See, it's a good job I'm here, just for sanity's sake. Really.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah, but you haven't
done
done
that
problem
one.
there.
There we are. There we go.
Is that it then? We've got everything now.
That's it. Okay, so we'll just pull up and then just put that onto there. That onto there. We'll jump into there. Onto there. Just pull the edges in. You could put a rubber band on them, but I generally just do that and turn them over.
Or a brass band. No.
No, not a brass band, mate, no. Just get rid of all the bits of glossy accents that are...
I think I may have had too much sugar for lunch.
I think he has actually, yeah. I can teach him. Mind you, what was I like last night?
Oh, awful.
It was awful. We were watching...
all the way through an episode of Andor last night.
We did.
Killed him.
Had a piece of flapjack from my tea and I was running around the ceiling.
Hyper.
Right, so we'll leave that to dry for a moment. What we need to do, we need to measure the front of the box.
The inside front or the outside?
The inside front. So it's 150. I think it's 150 by 150.
All right, so it's a 6-inch shadow box then?
Yeah.
Right.
150 by 150. So
there are boots.
There are boots, yes. So I need to just put that safe. So I'll put that up there for now to dry. So I'm going to look through my pad. And what I'm going to do, Mike, I'm going to audition this on top and see where it looks best. Because the idea is that you're going to see all the paper through the front.
Yes.
So I quite like that one. What do you think? Or do you think you should go for Bumble Bees?
Well, you've got butterflies and bumblebees, so you could literally choose any if you wanted to. Oh, that's pretty.
I think that's one of the... So I'm going to do the box cream anyway.
I was going to say, what colour are you going to do the box?
I'm going to do the box cream, so I think... I'm a bit torn now.
That one. Will that fit? Oh.
All the papers will fit.
Oh.
Because the focal point's all over.
Mm.
If you want to pull it down to that corner.
Did you do butterflies last week, or was it the week before?
Week before, I think.
Do bumblebees then.
Bumblebees. Okay. So shall I do that bumblebee, mate? That one?
I like that.
It's got a nice flower on it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just take that out of the pad. Don't forget you've also got your ATCs or your mini panels as well. Mike's sat next to me staring at a sheet of his
Carte
Noir with a strange look on his face.
I'm not paying any attention to Ian, as you can imagine.
Thank you for that.
No, I'm looking at this sheet of Carte Noir. It's been laser cut because I'm looking at it strange because it doesn't look like it's cut all the way through. But I think actually it has. I think it's just the fact, it's just the way the light's diffusing and the fact that it's got decal edges.
Oh.
Because when you hold it up to the light, you can see it all through.
How strange.
It's very, very, as we'd say, very clear.
Very clear. So I'm just going to mark the inside of the box, because that's going to be where the inside of the box is, isn't it? So that's on that piece there. So we'll do that. 2, 3. This should give me the right size, and I can measure back that way then 150. So what I'll do is I'll cut that first, so I know that's roughly where I want to be. If it's not quite the right size, don't worry, it'll be fine. There we go.
I suppose you could always paint the inside of the box first, so it disappears really.
Well, I'm going to paint the inside of the box, yeah.
Well, there we go then.
So let's audition that on top. So that gives me and I can put one of the bumblebees up there flying out.
It does. That's lovely.
So 150, double check again. I'm sure it's 150. Yep, 150-ish. 150. I'll probably do 150, then dry test it first. Because if I'm wrong, it'll be too big. And I can always cut a little bit off. But remember, you can always cut some off, but you can't stick it on again once you've cut it off. My dad used to say, there we go. Always measure twice, cut once. Doesn't matter because he's lost his head, because we're going to have that in the box, so it'll do like flying inside the box. So 150 that way as well. There we go. The bumblebee, you can hear the birds this afternoon.
They have been very vocal, aren't they?
They are. It's beautiful, and the sun's out, or was out. No, it's gone. It's gone cloudy.
Come back in again.
150. There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Birds are on the roof.
Yeah.
It's like they're doing river dance.
Pigeons on the roof again.
Little bit. It needs a little bit off.
Does it? Just a slither.
Just a lift. Just a merest fraction. I don't want to take too much off, but I'm going to paint the inside of the box anyway. Just a sliver off there. Right, cut this. Little sliver off.
As little as that made all the difference.
It will make all the difference, yeah. It's just minute bits, but make life easy for yourself. Don't try and force that into there. Have a look.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Da-da-da.
Oh, it was Thunderbirds then. Da, 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 da. Sorry.
The brands are available.
Other brands of superhero and rescue organisations are available. Put those in there. Okay. So I think I'm going to, that's drying nicely. So I think I'll stick that in there with a little bit of...
Are you going to stick that in before you paint? Or are you going to
Yes.
paint first and then stick?
I'd be better painting first, won't I?
Yeah, it's like decorating a room really, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
better to paint before you wallpaper.
This is very true. So should I paint the inside black or should I paint the inside? Because that's going to go onto
Hey,
there.
you're in charge, don't be asking me.
Sorry, I should, yeah. So have a look.
Yeah, it's your project, not mine.
I think I'm going to paint it cream. Let's try and get it out now.
Easy peasy. There you go.
There we are.
Okay, so shall we take a quick break?
Yep.
Just so that you can get yourself set up with the paint.
And get this dry.
Yeah, not bore everybody.
Thank you very much.
And we'll be right back. Looks like an eye.
Does look like an eye, but an offset eye.
It's staring at me.
So I've just moved the mat to one side and it's now decided to fall over.
There we are.
That's better.
I was going to say, do you want to pass
Before I start painting, I just want to mention these pieces to you, which you can just about see on this coloured mat. These are going to form the base, so when you've finished, that will sit on there like that to form like a little podium. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick these together first, a bit of a blob on each of those, and then just put one on top of the other, spin it round to get you glued, and then
somewhere in the middle.
It's so have a look. I think I'm about right there. So have a look. 44. Oh no, miles off.
Ah!
There we are. Does that look better? Let's have a look. 42. 41. A black man and a galloping horse won't notice that. They're in the middle there. That's right, so I'll leave those to dry and then we'll start mixing the paint when I get back.
Are you ready, Teddy?
I'm ready, Teddy, too, yeah. Okay, so I want to paint them cream so that we have the similar sort of cream to match the flower in the middle of this piece of gorgeous paper. So I'll put that there as reference. Put that over there. I'm going to use Sunny Day from Deco Art Americana. Shake it to wake it. But I think it might be a little bit, oh dear.
Yeah, just a bit of a crust on that.
A little bit too...
A bit too yellow.
But I'm going to need quite a bit, so
yeah.
There we are. And then I'm going to mix it with the G So Good White Gesso from Indigo Blue.
Give that a shake as well. Always shake your paints.
Shake your body down. Right, okay. So I'll just take some of that. I think that might be enough.
Yeah, that should be.
Put the top back on, because if I don't,
you'll get shouted at.
No, I know where it'll end up. As my mum used to say, on the dog shelf.
On the floor.
Yeah, on the floor. Yeah, it means on the floor. Well, that's a lovely colour. It's very much too dark though.
Still too dark.
Yeah.
Right. So rather than sticking your paintbrush in,
I'm not
use
going
the
to. I'm just
spatula.
going to.
Oh, the waist.
Not the waist. Well, then you quite.
You are going to need quite a bit of it
like
anyway.
a bit,
So.
Oh yes.
That's
That's
a nice
much-
lighter tone now.
Yeah, much better.
That's going very lemony now, isn't it? Well, creamy, buttercuppy.
Yeah, but creamy buttercuppy colour. Yeah. Okay. Move that out of the way. Let's put that there. I'm going to use a slightly smaller brush. All right, Mike.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to paint the insides.
When he says, "Is that all right?" it's because he's borrowing mine.
Yes.
Even though it has his own paintbrushes. And where are yours? On the kitchen windowsill, aren't they?
They're on the kitchen windowsill, Mike. Yeah.
What are we doing on the kitchen windowsill here?
Looking out the window, Mike.
He never brings them in. You're so used to working on the kitchen table, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so that's going to be a lovely bright colour.
Cobbler.
You could always paint it black if you want inside. If you want it a little bit darker. I know some of our friends like to do slightly darker projects.
Yes.
There we go.
Excuse the squeak. It's my chair, it's not me.
Yeah. Or is it?
No, it's not me.
Not you. Quite funny, a minute ago, Mike's sister phoned and he got a new phone and Mum doesn't know how to work it.
But yeah, it's the first time she's answered it really on her
Yeah, we
own.
could hear her run. We could hear her run, not running really.
Trundling.
Trundling down.
Trundling down the garden.
Shouting, Mike, how do you turn it up? God knows what the neighbours think. There we go.
How do you turn the volume up on this thing, she says.
We did. There we go.
The old phone used to have a loudspeaker button, this one doesn't.
Oh, does it not?
No. It's a bit remiss of British Telecom, if you ask me. But,
Is it British Telecom phone?
It is.
There we go.
Because we're just used to shouting, aren't we, as a nation?
Yeah. There we go.
Because that's what we do to people who we don't understand. We just shout.
We don't learn their language, you just shout at them. Well, people used to do that, didn't they? Especially when people went abroad years ago. There we go. That's a lovely colour. Nice and sunshiny. Okay, so then we'll just paint the outside.
Doing all four sides.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll just continue painting round.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to watch me do all this, and I'll be back and we'll explain where we're going to go next.
Because nobody wants to watch paint dry, do they? Unless that's your thing.
Unless they're watching Love Island.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Okay, so I've got all those painted. I'm just going to give it a quick blast over with the heat gun. Okay, so the inside is fine now, and just on the outside I just want to give it a second coat just along the bottom edge, because that's where the dark edges of the MDF are, the Medite rather. I just want to cover that. I am going to, however, stamp on it with one of Mike's fantastic stamps, the Crackle Glaze one.
Ooh, lovely.
To give it a vintage effect. But I just want to make sure that they're just covered a little bit. It's just me. I mean, it probably won't show, but I just want to get it so it's nice and neat and covered well. And I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I'm happy with that now. I'm going to leave that to dry over there. And now I've got the front to do. I'm going to give the front just one quick coat over with this bouncer.
With a what?
Bouncer. Sponge dauber. If we do that, you're not going to get it to run down all the insides, and it will look a lot tidier, and there's a lot less work involved. So, see that? Yeah.
It's like magic.
It hasn't gone down the inside, so you've got all the clean dark colour showing, which is what you want. So I'll just do all that. This is a lovely colour.
made it up.
I have. Oh yeah. A bit too much white in the brush there, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be.
It'll blend.
Of course it will. Let's move that out of the way.
Don't forget to leave yourself some.
Just to retouch up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we stick this onto the front, you're going to see the dark edges of the MDF.
Which will show you what we mean.
Which will show you what I mean in a minute. But by doing this, you only actually really need, pen's running away. You only really need to give it one coat on the front, because you're going to touch up the other bits in a moment. So let's let that dry for 2 minutes, and I'll be back and we'll put the picture in, and then we'll put the front on, and we can talk about how we're going to distress it with the stamp. Okay, so what I'm going to do, rather than gluing it all in all the way around and putting a load of glue in there, I'm just going to dot and dab the glossy accents on. If you're doing this at home, you can put a lot more glue onto it, but for me it will hold it in for now, won't it?
Well, it'll hold it in full stop.
Yeah, it will.
Assuming for now,
No.
you're using glossy accents,
Yeah.
which is not that forgiving.
No, it's not. But it can't slide anywhere because it's going in the box.
Yes.
So we'll just put that in there and push down. There we are.
Smashing.
There we are. 1, 2. If you wanted to put any other kind of embellishments in, whether you wanted to put some of Mike's Carte Noire ferns and fronds, etc. in, you could do, couldn't you?
Oh, the craft ones.
Craft ones, yeah, sorry, yeah.
If you've got them.
If you've got them, yeah.
But you can put anything in there. You could just add sequins, little glass beads, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, absolutely. So we'll just glue this in now. Again, we don't need a lot of glue. We don't want it oozing out everywhere, but if we just put a little bit on.
You're just doing it on the lower ridges, aren't you?
Yes, I am, yeah. So don't want to get it all over the place. And it will. I mean, it's all invisible, and if you use grab and go or whatever your favourite craft glue is, most of them are invisible anyway.
Yeah, or just wood glue.
Or wood glue, yeah. There we are. Okay. Then that just goes onto there. Like that.
It should just pop down straight in.
Okay. What I need to do now, is going to get a little bit of water in this, just to slacken it down a bit, because it's dried a little bit.
Slacken it down a bit, I like that.
There we are. Don't want to waste it.
There should be plenty.
I think so.
So where you can see the little black fingers on the ends, that's just where we're going to go over, and it's on the front side, but also on the tops of the edges.
It's on the edges there as well. So I think I might just make a little bit more. If I'm slightly wrong, it doesn't matter, because it will all tone in.
It will all tone in. Yeah.
So just a little bit of yellow.
And equal amounts of white as well.
I would say so, Mike.
You've gone a bit far
I've
there.
a bit far there, haven't I? Let's have a look. I'll see what it's like. Oh! That's as near as
Hecate.
near as Hecate, yes. There we go. Well, I'm pleased with that. Yep, just make sure it's all mixed in. There we are. I'll just take it off there. Don't want to waste any. Put that there for now. Okay, so I'm just going to go around. This is why you don't have to worry about it before. You're going to give it a second coat as near as damn, Mike, aren't you? On the front, near as heck, Mike.
Yes.
Oh yeah. One.
We certainly have had to modify our language over the past few weeks, haven't we? You see, previously, two grown men living together have never needed to modify their language.
Being butchers we are.
Yes. Now living with Mum,
Who claims she's no lady?
we do have to be careful about what we say.
Yes, there are certain words we can't use. Although Dad uses them and then just looks when she's out of here. Okay, so that's that piece. And then what I'll do is I'll dry this. I'll then go around and do all the other little edge pieces, like those. And we'll get it dry and then we'll start doing... Oh, there's a little bit of paint on that. Oh no, it's on the print. Get those dry and then we can start talking about how we're going to stamp the edges and give it a distress look.
Fabulous.
There we go, just finishing off now. There we are. I think this lovely, the colour is lovely. There we are. Have a quick. Let's just give it all a quick merge in. There we are. So that's what it will look like. You want to paint, I suggest you paint the backs if you're giving it as a gift to anyone. So that's the box itself painted in the cream
colour. It looks 3D on the screen.
Well, it is 3D, it's a box.
No, you know,
I know what you mean.
do that thing where we do when we talk to each other.
Let's not.
Let's not do it.
Right, I'm just going to put the brushes in the water, give it a good wash, and we'll come back to this and we'll have a chat what we're going to do next. So this is all dry now. However, I've forgotten to paint the base. I did want to paint the base a dark colour, so I'm going to paint it a nice dark brown. This is dark chocolate from Americana Deco Art. So just a little bit there. The reason I'm painting it a dark colour is I want it to disappear. I don't want it to stand out from the frame itself.
You don't want the stand to stand out.
Yeah, I don't want the stand to stand out, yeah. I don't want it to be very, very visible. I want you to be able to see the frame first rather than seeing, oh, that's the stand, oh, and that's the thing on it.
Right, okay.
So
You just want it to blend into the background.
that's the word I was
Grasping.
for, but failing badly.
Hmm.
So let's have a look. Here we are. It's around the edges. Well, they've been quite dark already, the edges. It's not going to take a lot of paint to cover that. There we go. I do like this colour. I think it's a really, it's almost like cocoa colour, isn't it?
Well, hence the dark chocolate, I think.
Yes. There we are. Oh, look, just enough. That wouldn't happen very often. Normally I run out, don't I? As I have done today 3 times or twice.
Excuse I.
There we are. Them to dry. There we go. Okay, so I also want...
Sorry.
Oh dear. Have you just swallowed a fly?
I think I might have.
Did it wiggle and tickle inside you?
Must have been that cocktail brolly I swallowed earlier.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you will drink cosmopolitans when we're having lunch, Mike. Okay, so wash that off. Okay. So what I want to do, make sure it's dry. There we are. What I want to do is I want to use one of Mike's stamps, which is, get it out of the box. It is the crackle glaze that I want.
So this is from Journaling Textures 2.
2 from Mike and Indigo Blue. They're on the website, aren't they, Mike?
They are.
Okay, cool. What I'm going to need
In
is
fact, along with
the new one.
my new release of stamps, which is going live or start shipping from the 14th of May.
Do you want to grab them quickly?
No.
Okay, fair enough. No answer to that, really.
Because they're all put away.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to use an oil-based ink, chemical-based. Is it chemical-based, Mike?
Well, solvent-based.
Solvent-based. There's no point using using distress ink or anything water-based because it's just going to come straight off.
It would do if you got wet.
Yeah. So we've got, what have we got? I'm going to use the Fallen Leaves.
Which is again brown.
Yeah. But I don't want it to be too strong, so...
Well, the thing with the VersaFine Clay is when you stamp with it,
Yeah.
it goes dark.
Yeah.
But when it dries totally, it does light.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it does.
I'm going to put a scratch sheet in there just in case. May I have there's one there.
You'll need a larger one.
Largest stamping block.
That's one of my skinny minis.
Skinny minis.
Skinny minis.
Skinny mini minis. Let's have a look how
Are you going to do first or second generation stamping?
Second. I'm just not very good at this. It's that way down and on top. I can do that, can't I?
You can.
Because first generation will end up with a
It'll be very dark.
very dark.
And then second will be lighter because you've taken the majority of the ink off. Like
Oh,
that.
look at that. I'm impressed. That looks exactly... Mandy Kay thought it was, didn't she? When you did it.
When the first time I'd shown Kay it, yeah, indigo blue, she thought I had actually used crackle glaze. And I said, no, I hadn't.
I like the way you can go over it because it doesn't make any difference.
No.
So we've got the...
It's a lovely texture.
It is a lovely texture.
So you get those 3 textures in the set, the ones that you saw just a second ago.
Yeah. Off again. I like the way you can put them together. It doesn't matter.
No, you get a little bit of overlap, but it's that difference in tonality.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we are. That's 2. That looks really good, Mike. We can get the detail, can't we? Yeah.
I'm certainly hoping so.
I can see the detail here. No, dear.
Butter side down.
Yeah, I know. Always the case, isn't it? Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you want a true kind of uneven effect, then don't put it on a block. Just use your fingers.
Yeah, because that's what you do, isn't it?
Yeah. I very seldom use a block.
I'm not very good, though.
Yeah.
You were supposed to say yes, then. I'm not very good. Yes, thank you very much. What a bitch. There we go. Well, that's first.
Yeah, it's great. Love it. But then again, I'm biased.
You did design them, Mike, so. Oh, yeah.
You're doing the fronts as well?
I am.
I probably would be tempted, if it was me,
Yeah.
to take it off the block.
Yeah. I'm also going to use it first generation on the front,
Okay.
I think.
Then you will get that kind
Oh.
of motley effect.
That's amazing. That looks brilliant, Mike.
You can just pick up the ink then from the pad direct if you wanted.
I mean, put it directly on.
Yeah, yeah. Because you wouldn't necessarily have the crackle everywhere.
No. No, you wouldn't, would you? Because you would be on certain places at edges.
There you go. That's it.
Yeah.
And then if you wanted to, just very lightly, there you go.
A bit there. Now that I think it's still stuck on.
There you
There
go.
we are. Okay, so how do I clean this, Mike?
At the moment, you can just clean it with a damp baby wipe.
Baby wipe.
Baby wipe.
A baby wipe, excuse me.
So, should we come back after you've had a clean up?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Okay, so the frame is done. It's got all its distress on it.
Crackle.
It's crackle, yeah. The base, just had to give it another quick coat, keep it to get it to dry. We're not going to do that yet because we need to sort out the bumblebee and the butterfly that's going to go on here.
Are you doing the bumblebee and the butterfly?
I think I'm just going to do the bumblebee, but I'll explain how you could do the same with the butterfly.
Right.
Okay, so I'm going to use the bumblebee. Of course, you also get on the sheet the fluttery by. So if you picked a sheet of the paper with butterflies on, use the butterfly. I did butterflies last week, so this week I'm going to do the bumblebee. Okay, and that wants to go somewhere just flying off, possibly at the top, so it's a bit of a focally type
Why
point.
not?
Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to do is what I think, I've just been talking to Mike, and I think when it comes to the butterflies and the bees, the easiest way to go about this is to paint these with a sponge daub, which I'll do in a minute. I'm going to paint them black. And then when you come to do your butterflies, get your paints out and your brushes and just go mad and drop colours onto there.
Inside the cells?
No, just on there itself.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you could drop little bits of cut paint on and you can mix it, or you can use a pipette, drop it on and just move it around, and then let it dry. And then when you put the black of that on top,
it'll create that frame around it.
you create the frame around it, and it'll just look like all the wings are that colour.
Or you can just paint it.
Or just paint it, or use some paper.
Yeah.
If you have a favourite paper. For this one, I'm obviously going to do the Bumble Bee, and I'm going to paint him, obviously Bumble Bee yellow. But where the black is going to be on it, as in the Bumble Bee's a stripy, I'm going to drop into there some black gesso with a very small brush. I'll show you what I mean. So, let's get the colour, the base colour, which will be this lovely, lovely yellowy colour. And I'm just going to put in there just a touch of bright orange. Not a lot, because it's not a Jaffa.
I was just going to say,
other oranges are available.
Did you shake it to wake it?
I have, yeah. But I don't want a lot there. I just want a little bit. Should be alright, shouldn't it, Mike?
Should be.
Okay. So,
2 chances.
yep. So, oh yes. Oh, that's almost the same colour as the Bumble Bee on there, Mike.
It is.
Okay. There we go. Don't want to waste any. So I'll just get a... Mikey, do you have a clean sponge dauber I can use? I've left mine in the water. Would you just shuffle behind you to the cabinet and get me one?
I'm sure I can just go to the west wing.
West wing and grab me a couple of coats on there.
Excuse the going down to the garage.
There. There's some in the drawers on the second shelf down, Mike.
Since when?
Since we bought them.
Oh. I didn't know when.
He's actually going down to the box.
It's
right
going to the reserve section.
He was.
The emergency reserve.
Emergency reserves, yeah. It's like Gringotts Bank. Okay, so I'll just go.
I thought I had to go to the vault. But never mind.
Yeah, it hasn't gone to the vaults, that's fine.
Just upset 4 years worth of art, completed art journals.
Oh dear.
I've just fallen off the shelves.
Oh dear. And oh dear again.
It's alright. I'm fine.
I'm fine. You're fine, Mike.
I'm fine.
You're fine. You sure you're fine?
I'm fine.
Good.
I'm just wondering why I've got 2 magnets that are obviously glued together with a piece of material here.
Was it something to do with the camera?
No.
There's a bit more paint there, I think.
They're not just stuck together. These are glued together as well as being stuck.
When you move house, boys and girls, you find all sorts of things you didn't know you had.
What was that for?
There we are.
Well, I don't know, I'm sure.
Okay, so we've now got some colour on there, as you can see.
Well, that's nice.
It's nice because it's sort of vignetted to the edges.
Yeah.
So I just made a little bit more paint. There we are. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of the raw yellow on there.
That's almost Sunny Delight colour. Remember that stuff?
Sunny D, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we took it off sale because it's Sunny E numbers in it.
There was more E numbers in it than anything else.
It was. I'm just going to go around the edges of that so you've got a little bit of a difference in colour.
Lovely stuff.
Okay. A bit more, I think, just to build the colour up on the outside. And then I'll give this a blast over with the heat gun. And then we can talk about how we're going to stick it on top and put the black onto it to make it look and stand out. Okay, so we're all painted up now. It's not a flat colour, didn't want a flat colour, wanted it to be a little bit patchy. So now I'm just going to get the black gesso from Indigo Blue, put a little bit on the mat. I don't want to go mad with it, actually I might need a little bit more than that. I'll tell you what I'll do, I'll just put that on there for a minute, or I'll end up with it all over myself. There we are. I'll take it out of the lid. There we are. So I'm just going to paint that. Literally takes seconds to do. And that now is lovely and dark. Yeah. So that is all that painted. Of course, as I said before, if you do this, you want to do it white or use ultra thick embossing powder on it, or glitter, or whatever you want to use. and then just heat set it or whatever, and you've actually got a lovely sparkly frame, haven't you, Mike?
Absolutely, yes.
So I'll just put that to one side. I'll just put that over there. Trying to be tidy today.
Is it working?
Not bad. I've not got my hands in anything yet. Mind you, I haven't finished yet, so, you know, it could happen yet. Okay, let's wipe that off there. And just give that a quick blast with the heat gun. Literally, dry in seconds. I think you can actually see it changing from glossy to flat. So it's all nice and dry. There we are. Okay. So then we're going to put that on top of there. I mean, look at that already, Mike. That looks pretty,
It does, it looks
pretty
really
funky.
nice. It does.
So I'm just going to use my good old favourite. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to be careful when I go around it, because I want to make sure that you're not going to get glue over everywhere, but if you can get glue around most of the little lines, the little bits of MDF, it's going to make it a little bit easier for when you come to stick it together.
Yes.
You don't need a lot, you just need to bond it so you're making a wall between the areas. There we are. There we are. That's it. No, missed a little bit there. You can just see, if you hold it up to the light, you can see where you've missed. Right, missed. What's up?
No, just saying we've missed.
There we are. There we are. Okay, so that now can go directly on top of there, like that. There we are. Turn it over and just put a little bit of light pressure on it. Push it too hard and it's going to slide, which is not what you want. Okay. So what you can do now, just give it a quick blast to dry off the heat, little bit of glue that might be poking through. There we are. Now you just want a little smaller brush, and as we can see from the bees there, it goes yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow.
Yeah, so 2 black stripes.
Yeah. So it's yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow. So yellow, black, so that goes black in there. And because we're using the same colour paint as we painted the frame with, it won't show. You won't be able to see any brush strokes on the surface. And then that one again. I mean, you could put glitter in these, couldn't you?
Yeah, you could use any kind of metallic paint if you wanted.
You could make steampunk ones, make them copper. So that's that one. And then with the wings wise, I'm just going to make the middle one black, I think, there. Because this goes yellow, black. No, I'm not going to touch the head.
Okay.
I think I'm just going to put...
I think I'm tempted to do the eyes. But...
The eyes? Those? Okay. To be honest, if you're not happy when you've done, you can always do it again, paint over it.
There we go.
Yeah. And then just these bits in here. So one.
Yeah, just a detail brush.
Yeah, just a little bit of a detail brush in there. And 2. I mean, what you could do, if you're feeling particularly creative, use the backing piece, draw around it, cut out a piece of acetate, put acetate on it, put some alcohol inks on it, drop it on, they stay on the surface.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And you could have bumblebee wings there that are all
shiny.
So just a little bit more in there, just to fill that area out. Yeah.
Very nice.
And then, of course, if you want, you can then paint the edges to get rid of that frame.
That orange slice that you've got in the middle.
Yeah, the orange slice, yeah. And just paint it over. I'll paint this over and I'll join you when I've finished. So there's the Bumblebee. and he will go up there. It's a little bit damp in places, as you can see. However, I have decided that I cannot resist the temptation to use vintage photo. After all I've said.
Just round the edges.
Just round the edges. Just to give it a little bit of a, knock it all back a little bit. It's still a little bit too shiny and shiny clean for me. So just kissing the edges again.
Well, as long as this is the last thing you're going to do to
it is, yeah.
You can then leave it to dry them without worrying about getting fingerprints or smudging it with the moisture from your hands.
Yes, of course. I'll just put that down so it's going to get on your nose. Cracking and banging, yes. And then just on the edges. You don't forget your edges that way as well. Quite nice because this is actually picking up the construction of the box.
Yeah.
Which is nice. You can see how it's all been made. But I think it also helps to give it a more of an aged look, doesn't it? You get the
It does.
sort of a stripy effect.
Almost like a bumblebee.
Almost like a bumblebee, yeah. Last one. There we are. Yeah, there we are. That's better. That will then tie in with the base.
Oh, just looked a bit lighter on one side.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, just go around all four edges. Keep going. Oh yeah. Must have just been the way the light was catching on the screen then.
Yes. Right, so that's that. I know enough is enough, but I can scale myself. Okay. Let's put the top on there. So next, what we'll do now, if you're going to make it for somebody at home or you want to finish it off, you could either put a piece of black card on the back or just paint it same when you've finished. Okay, so we've got our butterfly, our Bumble Bee. The Bumble Bee I'm going to stick on there, but first of all, I'll just have a look. Yeah, this is all dry now. And I'll pop that on first, I think. I think I should put that on first, Mike.
I'd put that on first because once you've got the stand on, you can't
lean it over, can I?
flat.
Oh yeah. So a nice jaunty angle. Yeah, it's laying out from the frame. And then a little bit of glue on there. Fortunately, this does give you wiggle room time, doesn't it?
Just
look.
There's your
Excuse me.
head.
Sorry about the head.
And there's the head.
And there's the head. Sorry.
And again.
I'm sorry. I was trying to see over. There again. There we are. And then just push down from the inside.
Well, at least you haven't got too much of a bald pate.
So, there we go. You see how now the base is disappearing?
Yeah.
And the only thing we really want to look at is the front with the flowers. That flower does look three-dimensional.
It does. It really does.
That looks really good. So that is my project for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give it the thumbs up and
Share it with your friends.
share it with your friends.
And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking the button
At the end of the video.
Yay, there you go. And don't forget, there will be a clickable link or a clink underneath the video if you're interested in purchasing either the butterfly box kit or the opulence paper pad, which you'll find in Ian's Emporium.
I love that stamp. Oh, and the stamps are there as well.
Yeah.
That stamp is ace, Mike. So thank you for watching. See you all soon.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. And don't forget, you can access your exclusive angel-only content over on my website. There's a link in the description area below. Thank you.